Hi, welcome. On this video, I want to take just a moment to respond to what is currently happening in the UK with the impending remote collar ban in England. Go on social media, and what you're seeing is a whole bunch of those who identify as balanced dog trainers having a meltdown over this, trying to stop it. Now, here's the thing. I've made comments about, or predictions, okay, about where this was all heading years ago. And again, putting out specific information as to what the problem really is, okay, by way of how it is that those who identify as balanced trainers have aligned themselves with the source of the problem by way of approaching training as a learning-based exercise. So it's talk about learning, the confusion over the role of influence. So again, talk about influence by way of, say, certain devices, such as remote collars, that people identify as adversive. But understand it goes beyond just labeling things, okay? It gets to this whole thing about the social connection that dogs share with us. And again, I talk about a interaction-based approach which reconciles both the owner's role as well as the role of influence. So the question is, well, what is influence? Is physical force necessary? Well, again, when you hear terms such as physical force, understand it plays off of the confusion over this idea of what training is. How trainers are just superficially motivating dogs at the very beginning without understanding, okay, when I talk about an intentional interaction-based approach, understanding, okay, why it is that that's important to understand what a process even is, versus, again, motivating dogs to respond that way, and then assumptions are being made at that level. So what happens here is that balanced dog trainers have put themselves in a compromised position. They're a catch-22 situation. So they're losing these tools, and there's a reason for that, okay, because they're compromised, and so they're being challenged based, again, on how they're jumping into a relationship problem between dogs and owners the exact same way as those who are taking these tools, those who identify as force-free trainers. So you're seeing this happening. I've said before that things have to get much, much worse, unfortunately, before people start asking the questions they should have asked at the beginning. I understand this has been going on for years, and now it's just getting much, much worse because at a ideological level, okay, at a belief system level, this idea is going to reach its ultimate fulfillment, okay? So force-free, those identified as force-free, based on what this idea represents, they have the high ground. They have the ideological high ground, and those who identify as balanced trainers are compromised. They're in a catch-22 situation. So again, I encourage you to really understand this issue. I have a 10-part series available on my website. I have video content out talking about why these things are happening. But unfortunately, understand that a lot of these trainers, those who identify as balanced, they're playing both sides of the fence. Understand that it's a rigged system. They're playing the system. They're making money off of this. And so when I put out information as to what training really is, it's become very, very difficult, okay, for mainstream dog trainers to accept what I'm saying. So this has to hit the wall, and this is going to get much worse. I made these predictions years ago. I've been solid at the beginning, okay? I've been consistent and solid at the beginning as to what is a process, what does influence represent, what are the role of these devices, what's the real problem. This system of training answers those questions. So again, I encourage you to check it out. You're seeing all these things happening. Don't be surprised. You see balanced dog trainers having a meltdown on social media. Don't be surprised. They're trying to play, kind of like the victim card while they're playing, working both sides of the ideological fence at the same time. Thanks for watching.